Welcome to WatchMojoUK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 craziest celeb transformations before and after.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we'll be looking at some British celebs who look very different from when we first met them. Which celeb transformation shocked you the most? Sound off in the comments. Number 10. Katie Price. In an industry where appearances are everything, plastic surgery must feel like a natural career move, and Katie Price started young. Under the moniker Jordan, she became a page 3 model aged 17. She had her first alteration soon after, and has since had multiple cosmetic procedures, which she has never shied away from discussing. Leaving the I'm a Celebrity jungle fresh-faced in 2004, the model reverted back to her real name, and the reality star was born.
There's been times where I had my lips so big I looked like Daffy Duck.
Since then, she's put her name to books and clothing lines, been a Loose Women panellist, and reliable fodder for the tabloids. Almost 2 decades on, Katie Price is still a familiar face, even if the face itself has changed quite a bit. Number 9. Henry Cavill. It's hard to believe that the star of Superman and The Witcher was nicknamed Fat Cavill at school, when nowadays he's known for his matinee idol looks and muscular physique. He's definitely changed shape since his early acting days, although whether he was ever actually overweight is debatable. Cavill got stuck into training after being described as chubby during a screen test for Casino Royale in his early 20s. "I didn't know how to train or diet," he told Men's Health magazine, "and I'm glad the director said something because I respond well to the truth. It helps me get better." High-intensity action roles have required Cavill to keep in prime physical shape, but now he's leaving The Witcher, maybe he can give himself a break. Number 8. Harry Styles. Harry Styles got his big break on The X Factor as a clean-cut 16-year-old in 2009. As 1/5 of boy band One Direction, he rose to international stardom, but since the group split, his career and fashion journey has taken a somewhat surprising turn. Harry's style could once be described as pretty basic, long hair, slicked back, white t-shirt kind of thing. But as he's found his feet as a solo artist, the singer's fashion choices began to evolve along with his music.
Remember that everything that people say about you isn't true.
The new Harry is creative, alternative, and androgynous, a Gucci ambassador, wearer of lilac feather boas and lover of 70s retro. He's no longer the boy next door, but he's still a roaring success. Number 7. Kelly Osbourne. We first got to know Kelly Osbourne as Ozzy and Sharon's sweary teenage daughter on hit reality show The Osbournes.
What's in your hair, Carol? Chewing on something?
I know. It's a flower.
Back then, her look was your typical alternative 2000s teen. A bit punk rock, a bit emo kid. She had shaved, spiky or dyed hair and dressed pretty much how you'd imagine Ozzy's offspring to dress, when she wasn't in her pajamas, that is. But like many other teenage rebels, the adult Kelly slowly segued out of her style into something a bit more grown up, although her purple hair is a welcome reminder that the old Kelly hasn't entirely gone away.
I have not had plastic surgery. I've never done anything to my face.
More recently, she's undergone gastric sleeve surgery. The weight loss, in addition to injections in her jaw, has dramatically changed the shape of her face. Number 6. Jodie Marsh. In the early 2000s, glamour model Jodie Marsh was a familiar face on reality TV and a regular in the tabloids. Her look was fairly typical for a minor naughty celeb, but towards the end of the decade, she set herself a new challenge: bodybuilding. Marsh took part in a US TV special, 6 packs in 4 weeks, and a year later came 5th in the UK Natural Physique Association Bodybuilding Championships. In 2012, she travelled to LA and won gold in an international competition. Taking on the bodybuilding world may have been a career departure for the model, but with some serious drive and determination, she's made it work for her. Number 5. Adele. In 2008, a young woman named Adele, no last name required, released her first studio album and began to take the world by storm. She didn't need flashy music videos or big overproduced concerts, just that voice. Really, how she looks should be irrelevant. But in 2020, fans were shocked by the difference in her appearance after she posted some photos to her Instagram.
Well, I definitely will vanish again, but I'm trying to make a really conscious effort to stop being so anal with my privacy.
Adele explained that her 100-pound weight loss across 2 years was achieved through daily workouts, not dieting or fasting. After her divorce, the singer suffered with bad anxiety and found that exercising regularly helped her feel better, fill her day, and combat her symptoms. Number 4. Simon Cowell. The changing faces of the X Factor and Britain's Got Talent judges make an interesting study, and we don't mean the hirings and firings. Aging gracefully doesn't seem to be on the cards for Simon Cowell and his cronies. In 2019, the public took to social media in their droves, specifically to ask the pressing question, what's happened to Simon's face? The music mogul and talent show judge talks quite candidly about his past plastic surgery procedures, admitting that occasionally he's gone too far.
Well, I was like a vampire. I realised that I was going to sleep at between 5 and 7 in the morning.
He's decided to cut back on the fillers, which he says left him looking like a horror show, but he's finding new ways to stop the clock. Cowell's 60th birthday facelift involved sewing bioplastic-infused thread under the skin. Number 3. The Geordie Shore cast. When Geordie Shore first aired, the cast were unknown 20-somethings from Newcastle and its surrounding areas. They weren't what you'd call au naturel, but you could tell that they did their own hair and makeup and chose their own clothes. Also that they spent their nights out on the town and their days eating food with actual calories in. Throughout their time on the MTV series and the years following their departures, the girls began to transform before our eyes. With more money and time to work out, added to the pressures of being in the public eye, Charlotte, Chloe, Holly and Sophie look very different from the days of their Geordie Shore debut.
What was wrong with me? I had some tights on that made it look like I had suspenders on.
That eyeliner was never a good look, but do they ever miss their old faces? Number 2. Pete Burns. The late Pete Burns rose to fame as the lead singer and songwriter of 80s band Dead or Alive, best known for their single, You Spin Me Round Like a Record. In his later years, he was more familiar as a TV personality, thanks to his time on Celebrity Big Brother and his distinctive surgically altered appearance.
So I spent 2 years undergoing reconstructive surgery. I never quite got back onto the singing loop.
Burns had fillers in his lips and cheeks and underwent several nose jobs. The singer identified as a man, yet his look was ever-changing and androgynous. After Burns' death, aged 57, Boy George called the star one of our great, true eccentrics. Number 1. Matthew Lewis.
Sorry.
So maybe he's more of a character than a celebrity. But for anyone who grew up watching the Harry Potter films, one on-screen transformation might be the first to spring to mind. That of the one and only Neville Longbottom. Yes, this one is basically just puberty, but you don't often get to see your favourite characters grow up in real time. The transformation of Matthew Lewis's Neville also aligned perfectly with his character's progression in the books. From baby-faced 11-year-old to awkward teenager to Horcrux-slaying hero, Neville's glow-up is legendary. A shirtless post-Potter magazine cover made headlines and cemented his sex symbol status, and the term longbottoming was born.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojoUK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.